Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. Now, this is a segment I've been doing with my good buddy Joe the Horror Man, where we're not only going to watch, but also review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today, we're going to be talking about Ravenous. Ravenous. Ravenous is a 1999 film which runs approximately 105 minutes and is directed by Antonia Bird. Now, she passed away on October 24th, 2013, at the age of 62. She was responsible for Priest, Face, and Care. Now, this stars Guy Pearce as Captain John Boyd. He was in Memento, LA Confidential, and The Rover. Robert Carlyle as Colonel Ives. He was in The Full Monty, Trainspotting, and Cobra. And David Arquette as Private Cleves. He was in Riding the Bullet, Scream 1 through 4, and probably 5. I don't know who got cast in that yet. And of course, Eight-Legged Freaks. Now, the budget on this movie was $12 million, and it had a worldwide gross of about $2 million. Pretty big flop. And it is loosely based on the Donner Party. And the film takes place sometime between 1846 and 1848 during the American-Mexican War. I'm going to go through a quick synopsis, talk about the film a little bit, and then tell you why I think it didn't do what it should have done, or the potential that it had. Okay, Ravenous tells the story of Colonel John Boyd. Apparently, in the war, he kind of ended up playing dead, being on the bottom of a bunch of dead soldiers, and he actually got behind enemy lines and took over that camp. Yeah. So he was kind of a coward, and then he did a good thing, I guess. I don't know. It's just, weird happenings. But anyway, so he is celebrated when they get back home. But the general doesn't really like him and doesn't think he's a hero. So basically, he puts him in the ass end of nowhere. And he goes to this camp which has these eclectic characters. You have one guy who is a very religious guy, and I've seen him in so many other things. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The guy who is the leader of the camp is the guy from Ferris Bueller, the teacher that was always trying to apprehend Ferris Bueller. Of course, you have David Arquette, who is absolutely hysterical in this movie. He's a private who is pretty much a stoner. So it's a very motley crew of characters that you have in this film. And the dynamic between them is pretty funny. This is basically a horror comedy. And I remember Joe telling me that this was not what he expected this movie to be at all. Did he like it? I don't know. I'll let you watch his review and let him tell you. So they end up finding this man who had been in a camp for a long time, and he was basically almost frostbitten. He claims to be Colonel Ives, and he was with a party that got stuck in the snow, which is why it kind of is loosely based on the Donner Party. Well, if you know anything about the Donner Party, they actually had to eat people in order to survive. And that's what he claims he did. I'm going to leave it there. There's so much more to this movie, but it's just a barrel of fun. It really is. And the thing I liked about this most, I think, was the eclectic soundtrack. This has some of the weirdest sounds and dissonant tones in the actual soundtrack that I've heard since probably Let's Scare Jessica to Death. And it plays a very, very big part in how you feel about this film. It conveys a feeling, it conveys emotion, and I really appreciate what they did with that. Now, before I give you my recommendation, I want to tell you why I don't think this movie did that well. Okay, first of all, this was 1999, and I don't think people were necessarily ready for a comedy horror movie like this, and I'm going to leave it at that. Um, if you can see here, this is the Scream Factory, and there's a couple different images on here. This, of course, is one of the one sheets, I believe. This is the other. I mean, who cares about this? The one sheets and artwork were terrible. They don't draw you in. You don't really know what you're getting other than the word Ravenous. And to be honest with you, the first time I saw it, which was years ago, I didn't know what the hell I was getting into, to be honest. I just happened to like it. Good thing I didn't see it when it first came out, because I probably wouldn't have. And the other thing is, in the Scream Factory, of course, I was watching the TV spots and the theatrical trailers. Or theatrical trailer, rather. Who exactly is this film marketed to? How do you market a film like this? Unless you're Trauma and you come up with Cannibal the Musical, which they did, and you know it's just outrageous Trauma goodness, how do you market a film like this? It wasn't marketed well at all. The TV spots were terrible. I actually remember when they came out. I had no interest in seeing this movie whatsoever. So yeah, I think they failed on multiple accounts here, and you know, I don't think they knew what they had, the type of movie that they had, and even if they did, I don't think they really knew how to market it. So I'm going to pair this up with Lighthouse, and the reason why I'm pairing these two up is because I feel that this is a horror film as well as a drama, and it's just a brilliant piece of art as far as film goes. But it tells the story, like Ravenous, of what happens when you're left to your own devices and you're kind of isolated. So that's kind of what these have in common, in my opinion. Lighthouse is fantastic. I think this should have won a Best Actor, Best Director, maybe even Best Picture, in my opinion. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a masterpiece. I know there are some people that don't like this film. I am not one of them. I think it's fantastic. But anyway, check out Ravenous if you haven't. As long as you know what you're getting into, it is a horror comedy, and it is just so much fun. It's great. It's absolutely great. Check out The Lighthouse. I don't even know who to recommend that to. If you watch it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know who to even recommend this to. But don't forget to check out Joe's review and what he picks as a recommendation. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.